Hey, welcome back to the next episode of Talk Smack with Mac. This your host, Mac. Man, I got a bad dude on the podcast today, you guys. I'm pretty pumped up about this. I got Mike Beast Boy Davis, UFC fighter in the house, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing excellent. Can't really say excellent. I've been having some trouble in 2020, but it's coming along. I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah, 2020 is tough, man. Well, you mentioned having a hard time in 2020. I just want to jump right into it. How is it to be a fighter in 2020 with the quarantine and the lockdown and everything? How is that?
Well, thankfully that our event, the UFC is able to put on fights still. So we were the first event running, and we only stopped for maybe like a month total. And that's an honor to be a part of that. But I mean, it's fun, I guess. There's not really much to.
Yeah, I feel like the UFC is really holding it down right now. You know, sports were shut down for a long time, and like you said, UFC only stopped for about a month, and then they came up with a very quick solution. So as fans could keep watching, that's kudos off to the UFC organization, Dana White, all those guys.
I think it's a little better for the fighters that want to fight, that kind of always stay ready, because now people are struggling in 2020. Like there's money not being pushed out the same way it was, so people are jumping on fights. You're seeing way more fights, like once a week fights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It seems like every Saturday there's a fight on the UFC on ESPN now. So I'm loving it, man. I'm just kicked back. I'm watching all the prelims. There's nothing else to watch, so I'm starting at the very first prelim fight, and I watch it all. I love it.
He's taking in that publicity right now.
Yeah, exactly. By holding it down single-handedly, and they should though. So, man, I became a fan of yours. I was on YouTube one day, and I ran across your Contender Series fight against Siddiq. Bro, when I tell you, when I watched that fight, I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is one hell of a fight, especially the first round. And dude, you were taking some blows, and it didn't even look like they were phasing you out at all. You have one hell of a fucking chin on you.
I say he does too. Siddiq does too. I hit him with some hard, clean, pure uppercuts, and he just stayed right there.
Yeah, man. Both of you weren't even breathing hard at all, and then both of you guys were just taking shots and just kept coming, man. That was a crazy ass fight to watch. I've watched that Contender Series fight 3 times, man.
That was a fun one. I learned a lot from that fight. That was my my MMA changing point right there.
Can you describe or elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah. Before fighting for the Contender Series, I would just train and fight whoever. I would never study. I would never learn anything. I hadn't learned any new moves or techniques or anything. I just literally trained to last the fight and then just take a fight. Didn't matter to me. And when I took that fight, and then his coaches told me everything that they were doing to study my fighting style, what I'm weak at, and I was like, that's the shit I need right there. Mm-hmm. So I had to make a lot of changes after that fight. I left my gym, I left my friends, my coaches, moved to a different area, and then I did it again when I progressed in my MMA skill set. I moved again down to here to American Top 2, Coconut Creek.
That's pretty cool, man. You guys got some bad dudes down there at American.
There's anyone and everyone you can think of.
So I'm sure you're getting a hell of a training and just experience every single day you walk into the gym.
It puts a lot of pride in my head, kind of like some confidence, not pride, but confidence, because I'm either beating or hanging with top 5 fighters in the UFC. They're already fighting for belts. They're already fighting title people, and I'm wrecking them in wrestling. I'm wrecking them in BJJ. It's just striking too. But,
yeah, you're one hell of a striker, man. I know you started off with boxing, right?
I started off boxing and wrestling simultaneously.
Okay.
I would say my grappling is double my striking in skill set.
I've seen the takedown in your most previous fight against Gifford in the second round. It was like some WWE. You down there speared the shit out of him, man. So yeah, I could definitely see your wrestling being double your striking. But you're a crazy ass striker too.
I like to strike. It's fun.
Yeah, I see you like to. You'll stand and bang with anybody. It doesn't matter.
Anybody, I do not care.
So after that fight with Siddiq, what happened? I know you guys. The winner gets the contract, right, with the UFC.
So he got his contract.
Okay, and what happened with you?
They had me do they had me go out and take a few fights under my old promotion, Island Fights,
Mhm.
and then there was just like one or two because they wanted to sign both of us, but they can only sign you off a win streak. You cannot have a losing streak to be signed. So I went out, I won a fight, and then I was waiting for a call. Took a little too long, so I took another fight, and I won them both. One was for the 155-pound title for Island Fights. The next one was 145 against national Muay Thai champ in Mexico, and I beat both those kids. So then they called me right after that, like
A-
literally like a month after that.
And who was the fight that you got when they
Oh,
called you?
Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns, bro. You're see, that's one thing that I like about you, man, is that you're not fighting any slouches. You're
I've
fighting
I
some
ever fought
badass dudes. Gilbert Burns was just about to fight for the title before he got sick.
Gilbert Burns is an animal. He's a whole different animal.
That dude, man, he keeps his chin tucked so low. It's pretty incredible that he could do that for like a 3 or a 5 round fight.
His skill set, his striking is way better than I thought it would be.
Is that what caught you off guard?
Nothing really caught me off guard. To be honest, I was offered that fight in 5 days, and they're like, I was working. I got a phone call. And they're like, Mike, you have a fight against Gilbert Burns. You can either say yes or say no and keep waiting. And like, all right, yes. And I was
Yeah.
at work. I left work that day. I went home, and then I tried to come back to work the next day, and they told me I couldn't take off, so I quit my job, and I took that fight. And
Uh, where were you
yeah,
working
I had no expectations. I had no like optimistic view of that fight. I
at?
knew what I was going in for, and I honestly I knew it was going to happen. He was going to get overwhelmed by my striking and take me down,
Mhm.
which he's a 4-time champion. It's going to be a little difficult for me on a 5-day notice. So I kind of knew where it was going to go, but I got a 4-fight contract out of it.
I was gonna say you look pretty damn good, even though you lost against Gilbert Burns.
Yeah, better
Your
than me.
defense when he had you back mounted, that was
Yeah,
incredible, man. The composure and the poise that you showed while he had you back mounted and was throwing all those different strikes at you.
I'm a big
It
grappler.
yeah, it takes a very good fucking guy to be able to do that. So that's I mean, I'm sure that's why you got a 4 fight contract out of it. They were like, damn, this dude has some extreme talent.
Yeah, I'm ready to do my next fight though. I've been
Oh,
sitting around.
yeah, I was gonna
Not,
say, speaking of your next fight, man, do you have any plans or what's going on with that?
so I was sick about a month ago.
Hmm.
I didn't know. I don't know if it was COVID or anything, but I did get tested about a week ago. My tests were negative, so I don't know. I got hit by a car last week.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I was riding my bike. I was going across the pedestrian walkway, and a
Hmm.
car decided, and it was on the beach too, where you're not supposed to go 40 miles an hour. But he's decided to just keep going and T-bone me right off my bike.
Damn,
Yeah,
man, how you holding up after that?
it's rough. My arms are a little like weak. My left arm is a little weak, but I feel pretty good. It's all coming back. Like I
Yeah,
got movement.
that's good,
I'll
man.
be
But
moving
all
right
things
back.
considering, shoot.
All's good. I did more damage to the car than it did to me, so I think.
After watch some of your fights, man, I can only imagine how the car looks.
Man,
Hey, one thing I wanted to ask you, and that's very unfortunate about the fucking car
yeah,
hitting you,
you know,
but one thing I wanted to ask you is I read somewhere that you do like 20 miles of cardio every day
um,
or every training day.
when I'm getting ready for a fight,
Okay.
yeah. So when I'm getting ready for a fight, it's twice a week, and I do 26 miles.
All right. That
That's on
that
that's on top of my training, on top of my strength and conditioning.
mhm.
That's just my spare training.
Now those 26 miles, how are they broken up? What type of cardio?
Um, It's like a marathon. Is that when they swim and bike and
Swim,
all that?
bike, and yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that. I do 15 miles on the bike, 5 on the treadmill, 4 on the elliptical, 1 on the row machine, and 200 floors on the stairmaster.
Okay.
All in one sitting, back to back, no break.
That that sounds like it sucks.
It takes about 3 hours, two and a
Yeah.
half, 3 hours.
Do you look forward to it every time, or is this something where you're like, "Damn, man, let's just hurry up and get this over with"?
No, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it, but
No, I
I
know exactly
I
what you're
feel
saying.
that if I can push through each one onto the next without stopping, that I'm ready for it. The day that I can do all those without stopping, without feeling tired, I'm ready for my fight.
Now,
So
on
that's
on a stairmaster or on the elliptical, like what type of levels are you doing? Or
20 or
incline on a treadmill, anything like that?
incline treadmill is 2.
Mhm.
Stairs are above 20, anything above 20.
Level
Um,
20?
yeah, it's fast.
Oh my
Yeah, it's fast.
god.
Yes.
I do level 20 for a minute, man. A minute on and 2 minutes off, and I'm dead after 5 or 10 of those, and you're doing it for fucking miles.
It's 22 minutes to do 200 floors.
Oh my gosh. So is cardio something that you pride yourself on, or is this like the standard for your team?
Like, no, I definitely have better cardio than most people. Um, when I moved down here, to be honest, even doing what I was doing, and then I started training with the people down here, they exceed me in cardio. Like they're just pushing every day so hard that I could not keep up with anybody for like 2 or 3 months when I moved down here. Now I'm finally back to where I am, and then I added that on top, so now I feel really good.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's I can
that's
only imagine, man, the level of commitment and tenacity that you have to bring to be a top level fighter.
yeah. It has to be something you want to do. That's for sure.
Something I wanted to ask you, man, going back to the contender fight against Siddiq, can you describe those calf kicks? What were you feeling in the first round, and what were you feeling in the third round?
Nothing in the first round. Um, it started to hurt some like the midpoint in the second round. That's when I started feeling them. And then third round, I just didn't want to get kicked anymore, so I just switched stance. Which I can fight southpaw, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, how
but
do
they do
you
not feel good. They shut your whole leg down.
and it pretty much makes it impossible to step off of or,
Yeah,
build any
it's
type of momentum.
because it starts hurting like right at the joint where the pressure is held onto it, so you can't step. So putting your weight on top of it is not going to help. So you have to switch stances. So all your weight's on your lead leg. And then if he starts kicking that leg, you're just screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
how do you build your calves up? What do you do to strengthen your calves or the bone, the shin bone,
there's
anything?
no defense or like prevention for that. You just check your kicks.
Mhm.
That's something I learned to do. I went all the way to Thailand for a while, stayed out there just to make sure I knew what I was doing in Muay Thai, checking kicks, avoiding punches, avoiding everything.
That's pretty badass. Where were you staying out there? Did you know anyone?
In Phuket, I did the tryouts for the Tiger Muay Thai tryout team, and I didn't know anybody. No, I went by myself. First time leaving the country, and I really wanted to improve. I went out there because I got invited to do the tryouts, and I never expected to win. I figured this is Thailand, this is their thing. We're gonna be doing Muay Thai. I'm not gonna best myself out here. And I went and I destroyed everybody. It was like like nothing, literally nothing. Walk through every single person. So that was kind of a change for me. I should have stayed. Honest, I just bought a round trip ticket. I didn't know I was gonna win.
That's how long did you stay out there?
Oh, like a month.
And then you were training every day? Or was it the
Every
how long were the trials?
day, like, every single the trials were only 5 days,
Okay.
but I was training every single day aside from that. about 2 or 3 times a day.
That's pretty cool, man. I've been to Thailand one time, and I spent some time in Vietnam, and I know they really pride Muay Thai over there. And
Yeah,
I I always joke around. I'm like, man, those Muay Thai fighters, they're intimidating, man. They just look like they just want to come and hit you
yeah.
with a couple
Oh, and
elbows and knees and
sparring
stuff.
with the Thai, they don't care. They just kick you as hard as you can, or kick them as hard as you can to the body, and they're just like that's what they do every day. They don't care.
Yeah, because for them, it's like, man, if I don't win, my family doesn't eat.
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, dude, I'm coming to destroy you. So my entire family can eat for another few days or weeks.
mhm,
Well, damn, man, I know you got some hell of experience when you're out there for a month.
by far. And I picked to work with the best people that were in the team. A lot of the coaches.
You got to kind of back when I was in the military and going through my training and stuff, they used to say you got to be dumb to do this. You got to be too dumb to quit. So it's
Yeah,
almost like, man, if you're just going out there and you're just fighting all day, every day, you got to kind of be too dumb to quit. It's because you love it so much, you want it so bad.
there are kids there that are just as good as the adults. Like I'm talking 7 years old. Pro. They're already pro fighters.
So is there like a pro age range then if they're
Yeah,
little kids? Okay,
yeah, you fight an age range, but yeah, the little girls. There's like 2 little girls and a few little boys, and they're all pro fighters.
that's pretty wild. So I know you bounce back between the 145 and the 155-pound weight class. Which one do you prefer, and which one do you want, or do you think you're gonna fight at next?
I prefer 55, so I don't have to cut weight because there are times where my weight gets out of control, like it did during this pandemic. When it first happened in March, I was coming back from an injury, so I haven't trained since January. So January to March, and then right when I was getting back into training, everything shut down. So now it's March to like the May. I'll say May. I started training again. They offered me a fight at 45. I was like 182, 181.
Oof.
I couldn't make it. It was two weeks. I couldn't make it there. So then I decided after just talking to my strength and conditioning coaches and my normal management that I'm gonna go up to 55. So I'm gonna gain a couple pounds and go to 55. 55 is definitely my more liked weight class. Definitely I feel stronger, faster. I don't get tired at all. I just do not get tired. So it's definitely better for me. At 45, the weight cut can pull a lot out of my body since I cut about 30 pounds.
And how long do you cut that 30 pounds, and how
About
much time?
two,
2 weeks?
three.
Oof.
I need 3 weeks to do it.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
That still sucks. Oh
Yeah.
man, that sucks. Is
Yeah.
that is
I
that it
learned
like
the weight cut, so it got easy.
because you
But my
know
son,
exactly what you're doing?
yeah, I knew what I was doing. But now I don't want to do it anymore. I just don't. So moving up to 55, at least for the next one or two.
There's
We'll see.
some dogs, man, at 55. I feel like that's the most competitive class.
Well, that's where all my amateur has been. That's where my pro title is. I have 5 titles as an amateur in 155. So it's good
I'm
so far.
excited to watch you fight again, man. Like I said, I'm a big fan. Uh, you throw some crazy strikes from all different angles. I see you like to throw your hands a lot, but I believe I seen you throw a spinning back kick in one of the fights too. So
Yeah.
you mix it up. One thing I did want to ask because I seen you do this a lot against Gifford is you throw those jumping flying knees. That's like a part of your arsenal, right? That's not just something you spontaneously do.
It's just spontaneous.
It is spontaneous. You just gotta feel it and go for it.
And the thing was that with Gifford, he would always duck. He put his hands up and duck. So I was just trying to bring a knee right up the middle. It
Yeah,
feels
wake
tough.
'em up. Man, I was gonna say you were
Yeah.
straight outclassing them. I'm gonna be very respectful because I know Gifford could kick my ass, but You were outclassing him, and that dude stood in there and just took the beating until the very end of the fight. But holy
Yeah,
fuck, he had a lot of heart.
I don't think I've come across someone with heart like that.
Yeah, that was insane. Oh, I have one or two more questions, man, before I let
Oh,
you go.
cool, cool. I'm just chilling today.
Oh, all right, right on. I know the lead leg kicks is something that slowed you down against Siddiq. I've seen Gilbert Burns started try to attack the leg too. Have you done or what are you doing to prepare for that in the future?
I moved well. I made the adjustments. Let's just say that.
Is it something like you were putting too much weight on the front? You're kind of
Yeah,
balancing it out a little bit?
I'm a boxer. I'm lead heavy.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
I put a lot of power behind my lead leg.
Hmm.
So with the adjustments that I've made, I'm more versatile by far. And then I also made it a mixed martial arts game coming forward. Not going to rely so much on my boxing.
Okay.
I'm gonna have more fun.
Yeah, definitely. Mix it up a little bit more. Show your talents.
It's time.
Yeah. Well, I know you like to take fights on a very short notice.
Yeah,
5 days, 4 days. Your last fight, Gifford, that you fought, that was what, 4 days?
Gifford was 4 days.
Yeah. So can we potentially be seeing you in the near future? I know you just got hit by a car, so I don't really know how near that future could be, but
Tomorrow, I'm going to the gym to test my body to see what's hurting still, what's not, and then from there, I will kind of figure out when I'm going to get back in the cage.
okay. Do you, if you had a
Uh,
target date that you would hope for, do you have anything like that, or kind of just seeing how
August,
it goes?
the ending week or 2 weeks of August depends how good I am. My cardio is amazing right now, so I'm not worried about that. Or any day in September.
Oh shit!
Let's
Us
start.
fans are getting excited, man.
Let's start from what's the month? August. Let's do anywhere past August 22nd. Anywhere past that. I'm gonna talk to Abe Cowan once like the minute I feel more confident in my body.
Yeah, a little bit more healthy, a little bit more springy.
I've been injured all 2020. There has not been a day I'm not. It is terrible. It's terrible.
I'm sure living that fighter life, man, you kind of just gotta deal with nicks and bruises and shit all the
It's
time.
mainly it's just from still the injury from January. I broke two of my ribs and then dislocated my right wrist.
Oh,
But my wrist
a
is just still, it's just, I don't know.
little stiff.
It's stiff, more stiff compared to this one. But I mean, there's movement. Don't try and think that's a weakness, everybody. That's not a weakness.
They're gonna be like, grab his wrist next time.
My ribs too. My ribs are fully healed, like all impact. So
How'd you get hurt in training, or maybe falling?
like um, very fast twisting in wrestling.
Yeah,
Like my foot got caught in the butterfly while someone was trying to take my back, and my arm was stuck with them, and my body just opposite ways, real fast.
mm,
They just cracked. Yeah, it was terrible.
sounds like a good day at the gym.
It's terrible. I screamed. I screamed. I'm gonna admit. I screamed. Hurt pretty bad.
Hey man, I've seen your fights and I've seen you take punches. So if you screamed, it's for a damn good reason. Do you have any people on your team that you favor to spar, or any guys that you got
The
close?
higher, the higher levels. Dustin, um, Hanato, Masvidal. Pretty sure those are the only ones I really like to train with. Tiago, Moisey.
All
These are
right, man.
all these are
Yeah,
all the top people at the gym. There's nobody better than them.
yeah. I'm sitting here thinking it's just a matter of time, or that's all it is a matter of time before you start getting some pretty good fights in your corner, man, or and under your belt. I mean, and moving up those ranks because
Those are the
really
only
fucking good.
only 4 people at the gym that I can get any work from. Well, I mean, I can get tired with the other people, but it's either the other people are way too big and I just won't really, they're not going to break my ribs again, or anyone my weight and under is just they're either not good enough or they're too spazzy. And I just don't want to train.
Too spazzy. That's funny, man. I'm pretty sure you have people that you're thinking of when you're saying those.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
They know who they are too.
Well, other than fighting, do you have any other sports that you enjoy or any other favorite teams?
Sport?
Yeah.
Ultimate frisbee.
Ultimate frisbee.
Yeah, I like playing ultimate frisbee. I can jump. That's one thing I never thought, but I can jump.
Do you have any sports that you watch? No.
MMA. Yeah.
Just
MMA.
straight. Yeah, man. Eat, sleep, live MMA. I love it.
I'm not a sport fan. I like to play sports. I don't like to watch sports.
Yeah. Oh shit, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just ultimate frisbee. And if I had to say another one, I would. I used to play football, so I like football. But
What position did you play in football?
Wide receiver.
So you're a quick dude, and you already said you could jump. So
yeah, quick and jump. That's
all
two
right.
main.
Did you have hands, or did you have butterfingers?
No, I had hands. I'm good.
Oh shit! All right.
Small. I was real small. Just quick. I never thought I'd be able to stick with football. Seeing everybody that comes to training be 200 plus pounds, and I'm like 160, 170.
Yeah, man. I remember I played football and wanted to play football. So when I hit high school, I was like 135 pounds, and I'm like, man, this just isn't working out for me. So
I do not like being tackled by big people.
Big people always had the advantage, man.
At that time, I was just afraid of being hit from anything. I didn't like fighting, nothing. I was just afraid of being hit.
I think something that held me back in football, man, was just self-confidence. I didn't want to look bad in front of people, so I wouldn't take chances. But then, you never even have a shot at all if you don't take any chances. So that kind of killed whatever drive I had in football. But I'm 26.
How old were you when you played football?
Like 13 to 16.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like your confident building age is.
Exactly. But thank God I started boxing at 15, and that as soon as I started boxing and I had a little bit of natural talent, I was like, fuck football, I'm never going back.
Yep, same.
Yeah. And then it was boxing 5-6 days a week, 3 hours a day for like the next year and a half, and then that kind of fell off because of whatever circumstances. Yeah, man, but it was a pleasure having you on the podcast. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do this. I'm trying to grow a podcast. I'm just a big fan, but it really shows that you're a genuine person and, show love and respect to everybody. So I appreciate it. You are always welcome on Talk Smack with Mac. If you have another fight and you want to talk about that fight afterwards and jump on, whenever you want to, man, I would love to talk to you. Like I said, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, we'll set that up. So after my next fight, I'll jump on again.
Hey, man, it sounds good. I can't wait to hear you talk about how you just beat the shit out of somebody else. Hey, Beast Boy Mike Davis, everybody. Peace.
Guys, take care.
Look, I got this